Hello, what's happening, everybody? My name is Sonja Marie with Wordlife Astrology, here to give you some astrological transit information for the week of December 16th, 2024. That's right, it's Monday. Again. Every Monday I come on here to give you some astrological transit information to assist you with your week. The vibration, the energy. It doesn't matter what sign you are. Everybody can get a little bit of something out of each report that I give. Why? Because what's happening transitly in the sky is going to affect you whether you want to or not. So you might as well be a little bit prepared. And if you hear of anything that happens throughout the week that Spirit says through me to tell you, then you can be better prepared and be like, oh, that's right, that thing was gonna happen. Let me react in a way in which I don't catch 25 to life. I'm just saying. I just want to make y'all prepared. That's all. I love to give you a quick announcement and remind you that a girl does readings. Yeah, I do. 90-minute readings are my favorite, actually. And they're broken up into 3 parts. The first part, we talk to your ancestors and your guides. I have the ability to see them, hear them, check them out, and relay some information and some messages from them to you. The second part, we go into your natal chart based on your time, your date, and your place of birth. We pull up your astrological natal chart. Western astrology was what I was going to say. But your astrological natal chart, yep. And we go into that thing and see how we can utilize your personality to better assist your soul's journey. You dig that? And then lastly, we spin a 5-card tarot spread. Yep. We spin it. We spread it, we talk about it, and it helps to solidify your entire read. So if you are so obliged, come on over and get a read. Wordlifeastrology.com/readings. All right, you ready for the week? Let us roll. Today, being Monday, December 16th, the moon is in Cancer. Like I've said several times before, I love to report what the moon is in, the vibration of each day that the moon is in. Why? Because for a lot of us, the moon governs our emotions, right? It governs our reactions. It governs our connection to women and to our mother. It governs just basically how we feel and how we express that feeling, all right? And then most of the time, so throughout the day, we are always, if not always, most of the time, expressing and getting things off. So we want to know what those expressions feel like and how they are better served for us and for other people throughout the day. So the moon in Cancer, you see how I was just looking for my words. The moon in Cancer allows us to feel the need to be home, to need to eat, the need to be comforted and cuddled and to cuddle. Cancer energy is really, really squishy and lovable and caring and nurturing and nourishing as well. It's a real safe emotional space to be. So whether you're a Cancer or whether the moon is in Cancer today, this is the vibration that we will all get on us, whether you want it or not. If you don't want it, be nice about it and say, no, thank you, I don't want a hug. But if you do want it because you know it will help you for where you are in your life right now, take that hug and then do yourself and other people a favor. Pay it forward. Give a hug to somebody else that needs it, okay? Today, the moon is in Cancer. Feel those feels, yeah. Also today, there's one aspect that's happening. That moon in Cancer will trine Saturn in Pisces. In my notes, I put, find the emotional courage to walk head upright in your own personal security. Work hard at whatever keeps you sane. Now, I'm going to decipher this a little bit to say that moon trining Saturn in Pisces, in which I've been talking about and beating it up like a dead horse for the last year or so because it's been really keeping us sane. True. Saturn in Pisces, for sure. Why? Because the discipline has been asking us to stay head first in what Spirit has to say and what Spirit wants for us and what our intuition is telling us to do. Okay, so with the moon trining Saturn in Pisces today, it's saying, yo, if you need to feel emotionally secure, rely on your disciplines that you have been working on the last year and a half. People, humans, other people are not obligated to make you smile. They're not obligated to buy you food. They're not obligated to hug you. They're not obligated to do the things that you would do naturally for anybody or for yourself. So today with the moon trining Saturn Saturn is about discipline, about hard work, about the things that you've been trudging away at doing in order to build within yourself. The moon hitting that says rely on your discipline so you can feel, the moon, good. So you can feel protected, emotionally safe and secure. Rely on your prayers, your meditations today. Rely on some good homemade soup that just fills your soul. You understand what I'm saying? Rely on you to make you happy. That's today, just Monday. On Tuesday, the moon stays in Cancer, but at 6:39 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, it will go into Leo. Yeah, so for most of the day tomorrow, Tuesday, we'll still have that warm and fuzzy Cancer-like feel of wanting to be under a blanket by yourself or with somebody is always a good choice as well. So hold on to that Cancer feel as it sextiles Uranus. I have in my notes. Those emotional changes and steps of maturity leads to a pivoting and unexpected twist. New instant perspective. So here's the deal. The way in which you love up on yourself, you nurture yourself, you nourish yourself, you allow yourself to feel soft and vulnerable with the moon in Cancer is bringing about some changes. It's bringing about some unexpected changes, possibly by you trusting yourself, by you loving up on yourself, again, nurturing yourself tomorrow. All of a sudden, somebody will go, wow, I recognize that you love spas. Here's a $200 spa gift certificate. I recognize that you like the color pink. Here's a pink blanket that you can wrap up in. I recognize that you love yourself in a particular way with a particular discipline. So what I want to do is switch up some things for you right now and unexpectedly love you back. You can put a K in there or X or whatever you want to put in that unexpectedly, but it's coming for you. And it can come in a surprise, okay? That self-love is coming right back to you and somebody's going to love you up in an instant. On Tuesday also, that moon will trine Neptune because Neptune is in Pisces too. So with the moon trining Neptune, it says find the ideal dream. Do yourself a favor. Find the ideal dream, whether it's your sleepy dreams, whether it's and what I mean by sleepy dreams is like get into your sleepy dreams. Have fun in your sleepy dreams. Sometimes people really do like to go to sleep just so they can go back to their dream, or it's just so they can go into their idealized space, their subconscious space. People like dreaming and sleeping. So the bottom line is that Tuesday, you may feel a little sleepy. You may want to take naps. You may want to dream your life away, meaning sit back and think and daydream and allow those dreams to come into fruition because they will. The moon hitting Neptune tomorrow is saying give yourself the opportunity, the permission to lay back with your hands behind your head in a field of dandelions and dream up the biggest dream. The most wonderful, idealistic, crazy, off-the-wall dream and watch it come true. But also with that, if you allow people, because it's a choice, if you allow people to tarnish that dream and or come in and say, hey, what you doing? Oh, I'm just sitting back thinking about when I'm going to be a millionaire. And you allow people to come in there and go, you'll never be a millionaire. You can't even balance your checkbook. That dreaming, that state of perpetual idealism, which actually fuels us at times to get to the real, okay? That feeling will dissipate and will allow the confusion to come in because Neptune deals with confusion too. It loves the idealistic, intuitive, spiritual aspect of Neptune. It loves to be that. But if somebody, including you, comes in and disturbs that idealism, that intuitive spiritual touch, here comes the delusion. Here comes the confusion. Here comes the weird kind of, I don't believe in myself anymore, don't know who I am kind of feel. So watch out for that. Share dreams with people that are safe places tomorrow. Okay? All right. And watch them come true, y'all. I'm already happy for you. On Wednesday, that moon goes into Leo, that's for sure. And then early Wednesday morning, when we're all waking up and yawning, that moon is going to conjunct Mars, going retrograde. Now, the thing about Mars being retrograde and the moon conjuncting it is that the moon and Mars are riding down the same track, so to speak. They liking each other. They are right, meaning the emotional nature of how we are going to wake up, meaning we're feeling courageous, we're feeling opportunistic, we feel like we can do anything, lioness style or lion style on Wednesday morning. But then that Mars going retrograde kind of shrugs alongside of it and goes, I know you're feeling courageous or whatever, but let's go this way. And it's like, actually, that's a one way. We can't go that way. Okay, well, let's go this way. Well, we can't go that way either. Well, where are we going to go? I'm getting upset. Because Mars wants to do something, go somewhere, be upset if it can't get its way. So the bottom line is watch for missteps. Watch for people and or situations pushing you too quickly Wednesday morning to express yourself or to move somewhere or to make a quick decision of something that you're not necessarily all the way sure about. And physically, you're not all the way there yet. Sometimes decision making needs to catch up with our bodies. Does anybody understand that out there? Meaning that we have to feel it fully through our bodies, through and through, mind, body, and soul, in order for us to be convicted to do a thing. With Mars going retro, hitting up the moon Wednesday morning may feel like, yeah, I feel like I want to do a thing, but these missteps, where are we going? Are we crooked? Are we going up, down, to the left, to the right? I don't know. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to decide or possibly wait. Hold on. Walk slow, y'all. Remember, don't allow the emotions to catch up with Mars in retro and have you blow a gasket and go down the one-way street. And all of a sudden, there's the Mack truck. Cuidado, all right? Okay, cool. Now, Wednesday also throws a little loop. Whereas Tuesday, the moon was loving up Neptune, the sun on Wednesday was square Neptune. Ugh. So maybe that confusion that you was possibly feeling the day before, it really wants to come forward now on Wednesday, like a monster in your ear. You're confused about those daydreams that you're having. You're confused about that music and the inspiration that wants to come through. You're confused is what the sun is saying to Neptune now. Listen, that's ego talking. That's ego. You're not confused. Possibly maybe the human in you is slightly a little thrown because the human doesn't have the proper plan or the resources or hasn't asked the questions or possibly is a little still too fearful. So the ego says, I don't want to dream. I don't want to deal with that music. I don't want to deal with drugs. Neptune is about drugs and about feeling good, right? From the inside out. But it's about escapisms too. I don't want to escape in my drugs. I don't want to escape in my drugs because nothing is coming true. And I'm not talented. And this ego comes in there and throws off the whole picture, y'all. Be careful of that. Be careful of that. If I were you, if that starts to plague you on Wednesday, your confusion takes over you and you don't know your name. You don't know your dreams. You don't know where you're going. Sit back. Sit further into that. Don't escape. Just sit into it and watch the cloud go further and further above your head until it disappears. And then ask Spirit, what do you want me to hear right now? And the first thing that you hear is God's voice. Get that? Not anxiety. Hear this. Go to the store. Go to the store. Go to the store. No. God's voice. Listen for God's voice on that day. All right? On Thursday, the moon stays in Leo. I personally like when the moon is in Leo because that's my moon sign. So that's a good time. That's a good time. However, there may be some changes that are happening on that day in which my moon and maybe your reaction to this moon may not like. Why? Because the moon on Thursday is squaring Uranus. Yeah, there may be some type of visceral reaction or even a visible reaction to somebody trying to be bossy, to somebody push them around on that day, especially when they introduce some changes that need to happen, right? Possibly maybe, oh, Sonja, you should do X, Y, and Z. I'm getting a little bossy right now. I'm pushing you back. You didn't ask any qualifying questions. You just coming in my life telling me that I should do X, Y, and Z because you think you know me. Push back. pushback. You don't know me. The thing about it is the changes that are coming in, this person is inviting, with this scenario, is inviting some opportunities for some changes. No, I don't know you, Sonja, but possibly maybe you want to do this. Possibly maybe look into that. Possibly maybe explore. So the bottom line is that don't allow your emotions to think that people are pushing back on you on Thursday. Possibly maybe people are offering up some new ideas, some new streets to walk down. You don't have to push back. You don't even have to decide. But don't allow your ego with that moon in Leo push people back and stop an opportunity before it can even start. If you don't want an answer in that moment, just say, well, give me a day or two. Let me think about that. And move the heck on Thursday. Possibly maybe if you don't push back on the change and the change looks a little doable and actually advantageous, but you know your little ego is caught in a bunch, but you can kind of see that kind of would be good. I would say go for it. Why and why? Because on the same day, Venus is trining Jupiter going retrograde. Hello. Venus trining Jupiter, even if it is retrograde, look for the blessings in everything you do because it's our birthright. Venus trining Jupiter is bing, 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 money, 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 lotto, lotto, lotto. Blessings, 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 opportunities, opportunities, opportunities. You show up at the right place at the right time. Things happen. Say what? Like for real. That's Venus. Venus is love and money and value and beauty and possessions. Venus is also worth. Okay, Jupiter is opportunities and blessings and expansion and education and religion and spirituality, the laws and the doctrines of spirituality. Again, education, expansion. If you have Venus favorably aspecting Jupiter, bing, bada, bing, bing, bing. Do y'all get all of that? Venus is saying, yo, I want to love you up so right now. I want to give you everything that your heart's desires, even if Jupiter is a little slow. Jupiter's retro is better than anybody's good day. Trust and believe. So watch the blessings come for you Wednesday flowing into Thursday. Allow the changes to happen for you, even if you are a little trepidatious. In your trepidation of changes that are coming in, just mask it with a prayer. Cover it with a prayer. Say, God, this is hard for me to change, but I know you are watching me. You won't let me down. So these blessings can come on in, y'all. We got to get this Venus hitting up with Jupiter for sure. Don't you want to smile? I know you do. You're so beautiful when you do. On Friday, that moon goes into Virgo. Love the moon in Virgo, by the way. I mean, moon in Virgo is tricky to have it as a personal placement, that's for sure. But people with moon in Virgos learn to deal with it. But here's the deal. When the moon is in Virgo transit style, it's a beautiful thing because we all get a hint of what it feels like to be a little bit more organized and detailed and on point. You understand what I'm saying? Looking out for all the things in between the things. I love Virgo energy for that. And I talk mess about them every now and again, lovingly and playfully. Trust me. But I do know whenever you need something, Virgo be like, oh, you need that in blue? You need a size 6? I got everything you want down to the detail. And I'll be like, God dang it, you're my hero. Because that's what Virgos do. Virgo energy, when the moon is in Virgo, it helps us to pay attention to the details, to service, to pay attention to the things that we would allow to slip through the cracks at any other particular time. So that's a good day. That's a good day to organize and search for the things that you feel like you kind of messed up on or that you kind of feel you need to redo. That's that day. All right, Friday. I want y'all to understand that if you do decide to reorganize, do it with such a meticulous effort that you get on your own nerves. Why? Because the moon in Virgo that day is going to square up Mercury in Sagittarius. Now, Mercury just went direct yesterday. So Mercury's going direct in Sag full force, meaning that we got our little vibrato back. We saying the things that we want to say with truth, with precision, and with a good time, because Sag loves a good time. But that moon in Virgo on Friday is going to square up that Sag energy. So possibly maybe the logic, the rationale, The organization that Virgo wants to do will be robbed of the truth that Sag wants to put out. Now, what that could mean is Virgo is doing its time or doing its best to be polite, doing its best to put things into order, doing its best to care for people. But then here comes this Mercury and Sag says, I don't want to do nothing for you because you ain't do nothing for me. I don't want to help you because you ain't helped me. I'm going to call a spade a spade. And even though the emotional nature of the day is to assist you, you are an asshole. And I don't like assisting assholes. It's a little contrary. That's a square for you. The moon is squaring Mercury. So the bottom line is that we may be fighting ourselves on some level to want to assist people, but at the same time, knowing that possibly maybe people don't deserve it. Possibly they just wasn't a nice person. Possibly you have some truth to tell them. Possibly you would rather be on an adventure of your own and be on a single solitary mission, because Sag is really, really selfish in that way. But it teaches us to learn about us, to be honest with you. So the bottom line is, don't fight yourself that day. Please and very please. Because we're coming up on the holidays. We want to be there for family. But at the same time, Mercury that day is going, I don't want to be there for nobody. They can all kick rocks. So do yourself a favor. Balance it out. Help family for 2 hours and then disappear for another 2 hours. So everybody is happy. Okay? Okay, cool. On Saturday, that moon stays in Virgo, y'all. Yep. And the sun goes into Capricorn. Ow. The moon in Virgo and the sun in Capricorn. You gotta love it. So that's a good day when they meet up, because sun and Capricorn and the moon and Virgo like each other. That earth sign connect all day, every day. And happy winter solstice for you. I love Capricorn energy, and happy solar return to all the Capricorns out there. My sweet, sweet friends. And a lot of people think that Capricorns are not sweet, but they are. I have more Capricorn friends than I have any other sign. And they are serious. They are professional. They are very, very ambitious, but they're also hella sensitive. And they actually come and assist you in the 11th hour. They are very, very devoted friends. And they actually have the best things to say when you need to hear them. Capricorn's a Johnny come lately, but at the same time, right on time. You know, that Capricorn is not going to be there to maybe party with you every Friday night, but that Capricorn will be there with $1,000 when you need to pass a particular bar or a test or whatever the case may be. It's practical like that. You can rely on Capricorn energy. I love it. It's traditional. Absolutely holds up all the traditions, the Christmas traditions, the family traditions, the cultural traditions, because why? We need to stay rooted is what Capricorn energy says. And I'm going to be the leader to make sure that happens. That's Capricorn all day and night. Now, going back to the moon being in Virgo, it's absolutely going to square up Jupiter on that day. So although we are happy about being in Capricorn season, although some blessings may have presented themselves the day before while Jupiter was hitting up Venus, today, or I should say Saturday, may be a day in which you feel a little insecure about those blessings. Don't do that. Don't do that, don't do that, don't do that. Because the moon is in Virgo that day, those insecurities can come up as denial. Those insecurities can come up as over-rationalizing a blessing. It can come up as being a little bit too detailed and too discriminating and critical about a blessing. Oh, I don't want that. It's in a size 6. Well, I need a size 7. And oh, I don't want that. It makes me look a little young up in my chest area. And you're doing too much. A blessing is a blessing. And if you don't utilize it, pass it on, because a blessing is a blessing to somebody. You dig that? With that moon squaring Jupiter, don't shut your blessings down, okay? And overlook your blessings by being too critical and too particular about them. What's yours is yours. If it's for you, it's for you. If it lands on you, be grateful. If not, pay it forward, all right? Keeping it moving. Next. And lastly, on Sunday, December 22nd, that moon goes into Libra around about 2:08 p.m. Eastern time, okay? So when that moon goes into Libra, it's absolutely going to trine Pluto. So what I want you to do for yourself and for everybody around you is stand in your power. Stand in your convictions. Again, we're coming up on these wonderful family gatherings, but at the same time, family gatherings can bring up some gnarly emotions, some unsettled disputes, right? And when that moon trines Pluto, everybody could be smelling themselves on Sunday. Like, for real. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm talking about. I know who I am. Standing in their power. However, when you have everybody standing in their power, sometimes it needs to be a little give, a little bit of understanding, a little bit of compromise. So be aware of the compromise of standing in your power on Sunday. You can be powerful without saying it all day, every day. You understand? You can just stand in it and create your boundaries by being silent. People will pick up on them. You don't have to insult people and be an asshole and be a bully and be too forceful with folks to let them know you're powerful. You're not 12, okay? Okay. On Sunday, that's why I said this can be a little gnarly, because even though we're standing in our power, the moon trines Pluto, the moon will also square the sun on Sunday. So you standing in your power, just make sure that ego don't take over. The sun is beautiful. The sun is us, our core selves. That's vulnerable. But it's also, on the other side of that, very much of an egotistical placement. The sun will shine brightly to push back anything to try to defend. That's ego. You understand? So that means the sun that day is, and the ego that day is doing itself to defend, doing itself is a favor to defend itself against the emotional nature that's happening, the moon within you or around you. So that can create a really big problem. Okay? Meaning that the ego and the emotions will just continue to fight while you're standing in your power. You got to make up your mind. Where you going to lean? Are you going to lean in your emotions and apologize and be empathetic and be understanding? Or are you going to lean in your ego? Or are you going to make them fight? You can do a little bit of both. They don't have to fight. When it's a square, it says it's a challenge, but it doesn't mean it's impossible. That means you just have to be a little bit more cognizant, aware of how to work that little knot out. You dig? Give your ego a little bit of time to shine, and then give the moon, your feelings, a little bit of time to feel. You dig? But they can't play on the same board that day. It's going to be gnarly. Also on Sunday, the moon sextiles Mars, going retrograde. Here we go again. So here's another really good aspect, but remember, Mars is going retro. So if it's a good aspect and Mars is going retro, the sextile with the moon, that means that Mars, okay, is going a little haphazard, going backwards, not doing too much of anything. So why not bask in that? The moon sextiles in harmony with Mars going retro says, play a board game, be lazy. Sit back and enjoy, have fun, feel good about not doing a daggone thing. That's Sunday. For real. Nothing's happening, y'all. And if you push too hard on that day, possibly maybe you can get your panties in a bunch. So not only go with the flow, go with being okay with not flowing at all. For real. That's a little bit of advice I got about Sunday. Now I want to read a card. Are y'all ready? This, my loves. This card is the most underrated card in the deck. For show, for show. Can you master the beautiful art of being ordinary? I hope so. This figure, walking in nature, shows us that beauty can be found in the simple, ordinary things in life. We so easily take this beautiful world we live in for granted. Cleaning the house, tending the garden, cooking a meal. The most mundane tasks take on a sacred quality when they are performed with your total involvement, with love, and for their own sake, without thought of recognition or reward. You are facing a time now when this easy, natural, and utterly ordinary approach to the situations you encounter will bring far better results than any attempt on your part to be brilliant, clever, or otherwise extraordinary. Forget about making headlines by inventing the latest widgets or dazzling your friends and colleagues with your unique star quality. The special gift that you have to offer now is presented best by taking it easy and simply, one step at a time. Ashe. Be nice and ordinary this week, y'all. If you don't want to do nothing, don't do nothing. Here's what my family and I said. We're not spending a lot of money on gifts. We're not up in this capitalistic society and worrying about that. We are very, 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 very happy and blessed to be able to have each other. So can we laugh? Can we play games? Can we exchange one or two gifts and enjoy each other as the gift and be as ordinary as possible? Mystic said, yeah. So I hope you do the same or find some way to be ordinary in there somewhere this week, okay? All right. I'll talk to you soon, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful week. I'll see you real soon, and be good to yourself and your families, okay? Much love to you. Adios.